Hello and welcome to See If It Sticks, the podcast that takes your first world problems, puts them in some form of machine, wrong bit, some form of machine, and then pulls them out the other side as a fully formed solution.
Sausage.
Fully formed solution sausage. I'm Dom.
I'm Dan.
I'm Ross.
And we have two very special guests with us today, all the way from ye old Deutschland. Introduce yourself, boys.
Einen schönen guten Abend. My name is Martin.
Hallihallo, ich heiße Yannick.
Willkommen.
Welcome.
Dankeschön. Danke. Vielen Dank für die Einladung.
They do speak English. Before you guys get out your German to English dictionaries, turn on Google Translate.
Google Translate isn't quite quick enough to do it in real time.
Is it not?
Not quite.
You know, I tried.
It's pretty good, but it's not quite there.
When I went to Mauritius about a month ago, and
What language do they speak?
well, this is the point I was going to make. I got the you know, you get Google goggles now, and you can hold it up to menus and things like that.
I've used that.
Really good idea, unless you go to a country that has a really, really strange language, because they speak Mauritian Creole, which is completely different to like Haitian Creole. It's a bit like French, but it's enough like French that I could kind of understand little bits of it, but not enough like French that I can understand what anything said. So, fortunately, bizarrely, even though they all speak Mauritian Creole, the actual language, the official language of Mauritius is English. So even though
That's handy.
no one speaks English as a first language, the government, all of the signs, the road signs, everything is all in English.
That's odd.
It's bizarre, right? So yeah,
Useful for you.
it was great for me.
Great for tourism.
Yeah,
Probably why it's the case, I imagine.
yeah. And also all the cars are right-hand drive, just like in the UK. So it was really easy to drive, with the exception of the
Indicators.
fling flangs.
The flippy floppies.
The flip flops were around the wrong way.
I imported a car from not Germany, Japan, when I was younger, and the indicator was on the wrong side. It was better
Why do you think it was better?
because
No,
I can
they're
change.
actually on the right side.
Yeah.
I can change gear while indicating. When do I ever need to change gear while adjusting my windscreen wipers? I thought it was better. I had that car for 5 years, and I thought that was better, and I hated going back.
The problem is that I was only there for just a little over a week. So every time I went to pull off a roundabout, I turned in the windscreen wipers on. And the thing is, you could spot all the other tourists because you'd be driving along, and then just as you're coming up to a junction, you see their windscreen wiper go on, and I go, "That's an English bloke trying to turn left."
You can see their wife in the passenger seat looking at them like, "Fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, Jerry!"
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no worries. There's going to be
have any
plenty
German
of swearing.
I don't know if we have any German listeners. What was the breakdown last time we...
Don't know. I'll have a look later.
Yeah,
Or can you tell from where they
Yeah, we'll tell
download?
exactly
Yeah.
where they live.
Yeah.
All the people
cool.
that listen. Yeah,
Odd amount of people in California.
yeah. Like more people from California listen than they do from Kent. It's very
But
weird.
yet we have never
Leave
received
that microphone down.
a piece of correspondence from one of them.
Nope.
So if you are one of our Californian listeners out there,
Perhaps it's only NSA headquarters.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we've chalked it up to.
Some of the stuff that we've come out with, I wouldn't be surprised.
And maybe it's the amount of reports we get on the Apple thing, and that the people from Apple are having to listen every week to make sure that we're not saying anything
Yeah.
inappropriate.
These guys talk absolute shit.
Well, that is
Check
true.
it out. There should be just a specific category for us. That's my phone. Sorry, guys. Oh yeah, make sure your phones are on silent.
Yes, because we are professionals
Yeah,
around here. Thank you.
professional.
The irony, it coming from Dom just after his phone dings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're actually chilling out a bit this week. We've got some beers on the
Yeah,
go.
the guys have been very, very accommodating and brought us along some Becks.
German beer.
Which should have been the other way around, really. We should have been getting the beers in.
But it's very nice of you guys for bringing it along.
Yeah, you're very welcome. No, thanks for having us.
Cheers.
That's okay, well.
Cheers.
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 How'd you say cheers in German?
Prost.
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 Yeah, good. That was quite good.
I can say it in
I almost
Mauritian.
swallowed my tongue.
Mauritian's chin chin.
Chin
Chin
chin.
chin.
Yeah, that's
That's good.
half French as well.
Up your bum.
Cheese.
Yeah, you just got to finish a drink, smash the bottle over your head, and then you're going
stab someone.
full English with the drinking.
Stab someone.
Stab
with
someone
it.
who's looking at your bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, just a bit backstory. We met these guys at the weekend at Auntie Bram's wedding.
Yes.
It's occurred.
Yeah, yeah.
Auntie Bram has married
She's off the
the
market,
lovely
everyone.
Emily. She's off the market. So all you fans out there, she's a taken lady.
You're just going to have to picture it now.
Yeah. So yes, and we got on quite well, so I just invited them along.
A fantastic idea, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
When you came over to me and pulled me to the side at a wedding with your serious face on, after I was a couple of sheets to the wind, I was thinking that something had gone terribly wrong, and then it was probably your best idea in months.
Yes, I know.
Thank you.
That's right. They don't come along very often, but
No.
when they do.
Yeah, how many other of the wedding guests did you invite on? we get the next year's
We've
worth
got,
of
we've got about
podcasts.
12 coming along in a minute. We've got a round
We're
table.
sorted for the next couple of times I'm away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot in this room today.
It is very, very warm in here.
We apologise. We're basically in a tin shack.
We
you think-
brought the beer, you brought the heat.
Yeah. Do you think it would impact the sound too much if we turn the fan on? How bad do you think it would get?
It would sound probably quite terrible.
Okay, then we'll just have to take some breaks.
Grin
Yeah.
and bear it.
Yeah, it is warm.
It's very warm.
So do we have some correspondence this week,
We
gentlemen?
do have some correspondence. Do you want to start off?
I'll
Ross?
start first, yes. This is from...
James Hemming himself, head of MI Sticks. We should really explain it for these guys. I'll be
Do you
honest
want to
with you.
explain it for these guys?
Yeah, we should explain
and
it to
first-time
these-
listeners, etc.
Yeah, first-time listeners and these guys. There's a very good friend of the show called James Hemming, and he's got two M's in his name, so we call him because he's head of our intelligence division.
We know another James Hemming who's only got one M in his name, so
Yeah.
therefore the other guy is called
And he's head of MI Sticks, our intelligence division. And so he sends in a lot of corrections.
He listens with a fine-tooth comb.
He really does.
and
yeah.
corrects absolutely everything. But it's welcome. He says, farewell and adieu to my fair Spanish
Adieu.
lady. Oh, adieu. That's not how you spell it.
Adieu.
It's adieu.
He has written farewell and adieu.
To my fair Spanish ladies. Time to drop a 25-foot Bruce-sized bit of Jaws knowledge on you boys. Well done, Ross. It was 25 foot. Know how you tell? You measure from the tip of the dorsal fin to the tail.
So what about the bit in front?
Well, there's quite a bit in front, surely. If
That
it's
doesn't
25
count.
foot from the dorsal fin to the tail,
The head of the shark doesn't count.
it's got to be another 5 foot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when you measure your penis and you measure along the bottom, but you go all the way back to the roots, to all the way back to your bum hole.
Oh, yes, I know this well. Mine's a whole 5 inches.
He says, first off, Dom, rat size.
Oh.
I believe Quint, played by the legendary actor Robert Shaw, says doll's eyes, referring to their dead appearance.
Do you want me to do the whole
Can you
quote?
do the impression again?
I mean, we do
now?
the
I've got,
impression again.
I've got the whole quote here. You want it?
Yeah, I'll have it.
It is there.
Okay. So. Sometimes a shark, he looks right into you.
It wasn't fucking
Right into
Scottish.
your eyes.
He was a pirate, apparently.
He's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes. See, that's where I went wrong. I said like a rat's eyes. When he comes after you, he doesn't seem to be living until he bites you. And that black eyes are all over white. I don't know. I did a better job of it last week doing the voice.
I thought you did a better job last week. As
You were
well.
more under pressure this time.
Yeah. See, I can't perform on the night, but when I'm just doing it off the cuff, I'm okay.
I would have never have made you do it, Dom. You requested to do it.
Yeah, but I just thought people would enjoy it.
Put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Give yourself a break sometimes.
I will give myself a break.
He continues. Richard Dreyfuss's character does indeed live, and I remembered this afterwards. He was meant to die as in the book. He gets bitten in half. But in the film, he's much less of a cunt. In the book, he screws Brody's wife.
Oh,
And you know,
Missed that bit out, didn't I?
that is why Deep Blue Sea is the top tier of shark film, because Samuel L. Jackson does indeed get bitten in half.
Is he not on that stretcher that gets thrown into the glass?
No.
No?
Samuel L. Jackson is
I can't remember his death. It's been a while.
talking and giving a an
it
uplifting,
jumps up, doesn't it?
uplifting speech, and then the shark comes out and grabs him, and then you just see his legs flailing. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
He says, interesting sidebar. The scene with Bruce the shark attacking the cage was an accident. They used a miniature cage to make the shark look bigger, and one got stuck on top of it and started thrashing around. Filmic magic was made. Still think Quint should have died as intended, harpooned to the shark through the leg as the shark sinks to its death while stabbing it with a machete. Good times.
That would have been bad.
Sent from my iPhone.
Sent from his iPhone. Excellent. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
I'm suitably chastised.
He's gonna correct your impression.
Your impression.
Yeah, now he's going to send
Yeah.
in an audio file of him going, hey, they're rolling and a hollering.
Well, we can correct his adieu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A do.
A do.
Agadoo.
Aga.
Push by an apple, shake a tree.
Push by an apple, shake the tree.
So moving on from there,
Yep.
we as a little bit of context to this, we had a problem in a little while ago about it was all to do with do you know the term getting catfished?
No.
So
That's what they do to pedos, isn't it?
no, not quite.
I thought catfish is when they lure a pedo in,
No,
pretending it's a small child, and then they
no,
catch him.
I think that is just
Catch a predator.
grooming children. Yeah, that's
No,
the catch.
no. Obviously, but they're not grooming a child; they're grooming an adult.
Oh, he hasn't quite managed it this time. Dom's trying to open a
Come on, you
beer
can do
with
it.
his lighter.
Wait for the lighter to explode in his hand.
Hey! Got there eventually, mate.
Yeah.
I swear that's what catfishing was, but I'm
No.
misunderstood.
So catfishing is kind of like has become quite a popular term because there's a show on in America called Catfish, and what it is in sort of now that dating app, like in the age of dating apps and dating websites and things like that, catfishing is kind of a term for someone going on there and putting a picture that might not necessarily be them,
Yeah, okay.
okay.
and then sort of when they turn up, it's not them, or maybe it's a picture of them, 10 years ago, or from a particularly good angle. And so the term has become to get catfished is when you turn up for your date and the person doesn't look how you think they look.
Which is what I was talking about. Well, they think they're going to meet a small
Why
child.
are you always going on about paedophiles, Ross?
I don't say, but I thought that's where the term catfishing came from. I thought that's why the program was then called Catfish. After that,
I don't think so.
No,
No, because
am I completely wrong?
usually when I've seen that show, because my girlfriend Maddie watches that
Yeah.
from time to time, usually they turn up expecting to meet like the woman or man of their dreams,
Yeah.
and it ends up being
And these guys are trying to meet the child of their dreams.
No,
It's the same thing,
the whole
right?
part where they get sort of hooked into it isn't catfishing, because it's like the guys are like sort of catching them in the act
Right.
of grooming the
Yeah.
child.
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
so the problem
These guys are looking so confused.
the problem that we had, someone wrote in, I can't remember who it was now, but it was, if you turn up to your Tinder date or whatever and they don't look how they have portrayed themselves,
You run.
is
Slap them in the face.
is it impolite to make they were saying that surely they should pay for the date then because they've misled you. So we invented this system where when you arrange the date on the app, you kind of decide how to pay for it, or so basically you both have to go in, or if you want to report them, you can basically report them to the app and they will have to pay for the whole date if they have misled you. But there's actually a thing now where this is gaining some traction, because we also went on to say that if you arrange to meet someone for a date from a dating app, for example, who pays for the meal or the drinks? So they've done some research here, and according to Cosmopolitan,
a fine,
Reliable source.
yeah, so
Yes.
fine source. Then.
25% of women say that their partner should pick up the bill. 40% think that going halfsies is the safest play. But 80% of guys believe they need to pay for the date, every date during the relationship.
How many said no one has to pay? Just one?
Not on here.
I'm the one. Ride and dash.
So what they're proposing, which is kind of similar to our eventual solution, I believe, is that on the dating app you have a coin flip. So you flip a coin, and then it chooses who pays for the date.
That is interesting.
Good idea.
So that way, it's completely left up to chance.
Completely left up
Yeah,
to
but
chance.
what if you still turn up and they're still like a hog?
Well, I think you still need to report them, don't you? Because
Yeah.
then they'll get the bill.
To be honest, every date I ever went on, I paid for the Mars bars.
Mars bars.
Yeah, every time.
That's a
The Mars cars and WKD
It's a
Blues.
fancy date. I always went to
The
McDonald's.
WKD Blues.
Yeah.
You aren't aware, WKD Blue is a...
It's what every
Alcohol.
13-year-old drinks in the UK.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got
Smirnoff Ice.
we're gaining some traction here.
We
We're
had the Bacardi Breezer.
Yeah, Bacardi,
Yes.
like a Bacardi
It is a
Breezer.
Bacardi Breezer, but it's got loads of fucking colourings in it that makes
Yeah.
your tongue
Yeah.
go blue and makes you go hyperactive.
the flavour is blue.
The flavor is blue. Okay.
The flavour is blue. When I used to work in the club in Canterbury, we used to get a lot of squaddies down, like army guys, infantry. And they used to come in, and the local regiment was a Scottish one, so they were all Scottish. They used to come in, and they used to ask for a WKD Blue, but they used to go, "I'm a blue wicket! A blue wicket!" Like that, every time. A blue wicket!
That was a good impression.
That was quite good.
That was
yeah.
a good one, right?
That's
Blue
much
wicket.
better than your earlier impression.
And then they get pretty fighty towards the end of the night. But, there you go. Right, so...
How many times have I told us the sick story on this podcast?
What sick story?
You with the sick bucket in that club.
No, let's not tell that story again.
I'll tell it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the guys afterwards.
in
Let's
the
not tell the rest of the
intermission.
listeners. Yeah. So you...
Now
oh,
that is how you
That's
open
how
a
you-
bottle
that is
of
how you
beer.
open a bottle.
That sounded great.
Yannick, definitely on a number a 9 there.
Yeah.
9.5.
Here we go. Oh,
Mine there with a...
that was smooth as well.
a
That was
9.6
one motion.
perhaps.
Oh no!
A slightly better pop, you know?
Well, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Chin chin.
How you bum?
So we've got a problem, right? The guys have brought in a problem.
Brought a problem.
Get right on that mic. Tell us the problem.
Shall I? Okay. Well, there's this story about the guy in our town. We come from Trier. I don't know if anyone knows it of your fellow listeners. And he's supposed to be quite rich because he's the owner of a restaurant of
No
or
names.
two restaurants. Yeah. Okay. No names apparently. And he went on vacation to Mallorca. Well,
Yeah.
took shitloads of money with him. Let's say about 250,000 euros. How much is this in pounds?
It's about 300,000 pounds.
No,
That's the other way.
No,
Isn't it?
it's the other way
It's
around.
about 200 grand then.
Probably
Isn't it?
about 200,
About 200
210,000
grand.
pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 200 grand. That's a lot of money to be
It's a
taken
lot.
to
It's a
Mallorca.
lot of money. Yeah.
And this guy, I think he needs a name. He needs a proper German name, I think. Let's call him
Franz.
Klaus.
Franz Klaus Müller.
Franz Klaus Müller.
His name is Franz Klaus Müller. And Franz Klaus Müller happened to spend all of his money within a couple of days.
Whoa.
You just can't spend that kind.
That's
Yeah,
an awful
I don't
lot.
know how he did it.
That's an awful lot of £5
That's
cash
like-
bowls.
That's
Yeah.
like Brewster's Millions.
Without
Yeah.
buying property or vehicles, you can't spend that kind of
Well,
money, can you?
I don't know. Maybe he bought some property or
really
real
expensive
estate and-
hookers.
Really
Yeah.
expensive hookers.
Yeah. And he then run out of money. He had forgotten to take his Visa card with him and had no possibility to actually withdraw money. So he had to call his personal assistant and asked him to sort things out for him. We know how it ended. Now it's up to you guys
He's still in
to
prison.
find the solution.
He's
And
on the
maybe you come up with a better solution.
He's on the street trying to earn his way back.
So the only the stipulation here, I guess, is that you said that this was kind of in time before PayPal and this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Darker
discount.
days.
We're going back to the 90s now. So that
Back to the future then.
we're gonna go
Early
yes.
2000s? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay, cool.
What
I'm
would be-
imagining it now. I'm in my Sergio Tacchini tracksuit.
What would be really cool is we
Got my
if-
cocaine.
right
I'm driving my Ford Escort Cabriolet.
right now we should have like we should have had a different version of our theme tune prepared to signify that we were
Like a
gone
grungier.
back in
a
time.
grungier.
Well,
lots of vowels.
early noughties, you're talking
More housey, isn't it? I
yeah,
suppose?
Britney Spears as
Yeah.
well.
Oh.
We should have.
Oops, I solved it again.
Yeah,
Oops, I've
very
sold
good.
it again. Yeah.
So this is what we got to solve. I'm going to kick things off here because we have had to transport money at work before. That sounds really, really bizarre.
It sounds dodgy as fuck.
Not
is
in
what I'm saying.
not in some dodgy way, but we wanted to send someone some cash for a product,
Right.
which wasn't an illegal product.
It wasn't an illegal transaction.
I
Let's just
hasten
leave it
to
there.
point out. Essentially, they were supposed to get paid in cash for something. We bought a load of stuff from them, and we forgot to put the money in with the stuff when we so we had to get them the cash. So what we did is we had for some reason we had a puppet in the office. There's another one over here. Give me a second.
Oh, Dan's going to retrieve a puppet.
This is the first one. See if it sticks. A puppet.
Tell us on the puppet where he put the money, Dan.
Where did he touch you?
I don't think you want to know.
Why does he look so sad?
He does look quite sad, doesn't he?
He's an elephant
quite
in a
sad
magician's
for-
costume.
He looks like he's trying to smile through the pain.
Anyway, so we had several of these puppets in the office. I can't remember why we had several of these puppets in the office, but what we did is we stuffed it full of money
Yeah.
and sent it along with a load of other non-expensive stuff.
Oh, so you're trying to conceal the fact that you had money.
So
Shady as fuck.
so
Dan.
basically, if anyone had opened the package, they would see a hand puppet and a bunch of other stuffed toys and novelties.
This was a legal transaction, as you said.
It's not starting to play out that way, is it?
No comment. I'm not saying anything without my lawyer here.
And I'm his lawyer.
God damn it! Yeah, you can't
It's
be.
his
Your suit
lawyer's
must be in the
idea.
wash.
Overruled.
It was Dom's idea. Yeah.
Objection.
Yeah. So that is basically how we transported it. However, you wouldn't really be able to fit
250 G's.
more kind of. If you're talking about that kind of money, if he's spending 250,000 euros in a matter of a couple of days, I don't think you're going to get him enough money.
It's a big puppet.
It'd have
Send
to
him
be
a mascot costume.
you could send him a mascot costume.
So you did this through the mail.
It went through the post.
See,
yeah.
the thing is,
So
I
that is
wouldn't want to
illegal,
use the
isn't it?
post.
It went through his post box
Right, gotcha.
at the end. Is that illegal? Is it illegal to send money in the
Can't send
post?
Money, can you, in the post?
Not even in like a birthday card.
Don't think
Oh,
you
yeah,
can.
you can.
Can you? You sure? Oh, my mum always told me it was illegal, but maybe that was
Maybe-
to stop me
It's the
sending money
same,
to
yeah.
people.
It depends on how much money you send because you have to insure it. What
Yes.
do you do if it gets lost and you send?
But then surely that's your own problem, right? If you lose money, if you posted it, then did it
But I
deserve
was
it?
told the same, that it's not actually allowed to send money. I don't know if it's true, but
I thought it was just because if it got lost, then you lose the money.
No, I just thought it was just a thing you.
Maybe it's like one of those things that your parents tell you when
You're
you're a
the
kid.
guy. You're the
just
guy
to
that
stop
does
you.
the illegal stuff. You must know.
Well, if I've done it, it probably is illegal.
To be honest, I did play with myself a lot, and I am quite blind.
Well,
So
yeah.
that one came true.
You never learn, do you, Ross?
No.
You never
You
learn.
did tell me. If I didn't leave it alone, I'd go blind.
I was always told you'd get hair
hairy,
on your
hairy palms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Palms.
Hairy palms.
Which doesn't explain why you've got such a hairy chin.
Well,
If it's just, does it have to be your own, or is it just close proximity to penis?
Very hairy.
actually, that leads me to a question. Definitely moving that on aside. Do you guys, like in Germany, do like mums tell their boys something that
exactly the
what
same.
you'll go blind?
Yeah, you go
go
blind. I think. Yeah, it's. I don't know if there's anything else.
You go to hell.
Yeah,
Depends
well,
on-
you
yeah.
go to hell.
Depends on the.
Well,
But I think
we'll all go to hell.
I think a lot of those really scary childhood stories come from Germany,
Like
though,
Grimm's
right?
fairy
Like
tales.
the Grimm's fairy tales and stuff like that.
Germans are always nice guys. It's
Yeah.
been proven through history.
Well, you know what? We're rewriting history here today. What's the Krampus? That film came out
Krampus,
a couple of years ago,
Bad
didn't
Santa.
it?
Yeah, I think that's Austrian. And
Oh,
we all
right,
know
okay.
who came from Austria. So actually,
Do you know what? It's only taken, 15 minutes?
Whatever you do, don't mention the war.
Don't mention the war.
Do you know what? I wasn't sure because obviously, like, we had a really good time and we were all sort of like a little bit inebriated and drunk at the weekend, and so I remember having quite a day full of merriment. And then earlier on, I went onto our podcast's Facebook page and I was gonna write, "The Germans are coming."
Yeah.
And then I thought, do you know what? Like maybe I shouldn't do it. Just in my haze from the weekend, maybe this won't go down so well. No, I realised I should have done it.
well, for the next time, then.
yeah.
But you can still do it because this doesn't come out till Thursday, does it?
That's true. Yeah, we could
can
tease
do
it. We could tease it.
There's a lot of odd Northern European Christmas traditions.
I do like the idea of the evil Santa.
Because you've got Black Peter
Like Krampus.
in Holland.
In the Netherlands, yeah.
That's weird.
What's Black Pit? I've never heard of that one.
He's like Santa's slave boy,
Oh.
essentially.
Yeah, like the Gimp in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, and like all the Dutch, like a lot of Dutch people at Christmas, like they have like parades where they all go in like it's like minstrel makeup.
Oh,
Right, okay.
It's like like Papalazzo from
Right,
Young
yeah.
Gentleman. It's
you
like
want
that.
pegs?
You want some pegs, Dave? Sorry, comedy show from a few years ago. Very dark horror comedy. Actually, I'd recommend it. The League of Gentlemen.
Very weird British humour.
Very weird, surreal.
Like the darkest
Pretty
end
cool.
of British humour. Yeah.
Yeah, very dark. But yeah, it's like that black minstrel makeup, and isn't he supposed to go around and judge the children or
Yeah,
something?
basically.
Yeah, whether you're good or you're nice. And then he
Right.
goes back
And
to
Santa judges, and then when the children weren't didn't behave well, then they
He sends
come
the
to
Gimp.
He sends the Gimp. Yeah.
Send in the gimp.
Wake up the Gimp! Mrs. Claus, wake up the Gimp!
Over here, the worst thing they ever had was they'd say you get coal rather than presents.
Yeah.
If you were bad, you'd get a lump of coal.
Or an orange.
Coal, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have that too.
Yeah.
My mum once did this to my sister because she didn't behave, but she didn't get her coal. She got her potato peels.
Oh.
She really did it. Well, my sister deserved it, by the way. But
Okay.
well,
I wanted to say. Your
Well, you would
sister
say
never
that.
behaves.
You're a brother.
yeah, obviously.
Every punishment my sister got, she deserved also.
Very true.
Yeah. We've got to send some money.
Send some money.
gotta
We've got to
send
send
some
some money.
money.
You'll find we'd get very tangential very quickly. We'll go off and...
Nowadays, you'd drone it, wouldn't you? But that's no good back in the
No,
early...
we're
90s,
talking about
the early
no
2000s.
drones.
90s level of technology here, man. So no...
Could you fire it out of a cannon?
What, from Germany to Mallorca?
Yeah, it's a big cannon.
Yeah, big
Very
Bertha.
powerful.
Yeah, get it out.
And it's very accurate. You know, like that one in London, there's that boat, isn't there, that's got a gun on it and it's pointing directly at something?
HMS Belfast?
Or is it outside the Imperial War Museum? That gun is pointing at HMS Belfast. Isn't it?
Oh, it's a
I know
pretty
that's
big gun. I think the biggest cannon in history... He shot like 25, like 100 miles or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
The Russians...
The Germans. No, the
was-
Germans.
It was the Germans.
It was the Germans.
it was
Italy,
during the war.
Italy or Greece. It was.
Like 100 miles or something.
Could be.
Oh, I know the one you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something along
It's
those
massive.
lines.
Absolutely. It was like built into a mountainside, wasn't it?
Yeah, something.
There's a reference in Breaking Bad to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a great idea. Like, I love that idea because why wouldn't you do that? It's like
Yeah.
the whole sort of like I think that's much cooler than like nuclear weapons.
Build a
Like,
terrestrial Death Star.
Like,
Yeah, it is like Death Star, isn't it?
yeah. like now, like it's so easy. Like it's just science wins the big dick contest now. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
we've got a bigger nuclear weapon, but they're still not massive. But like you build a fucking massive gun. That is so cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, but how to do it without the others realizing that you're doing it? Well, North Korea, what are you doing there? Nothing.
We're just making a tunnel for some traffic to ease the traffic, the contraflow.
disguise it as
A giant dick.
A housing association.
Giant dick.
Yeah,
A giant dick just hanging out of Mont Blanc or something.
because like as British people, like we'd be too squeamish. Like you'd look at the satellite images and you go, oh goodness me, Like, you wouldn't be able to look.
Not to be too polite to ask.
Yeah.
What these crazy continental
Oh,
types are doing.
we'll leave them to it then.
Well, obviously it's something to do with something.
Yeah, if that's what they're into, let's just leave them to it.
You have to build it in pink.
Yeah,
A big pink fleshy cannon.
with ammunition sacks to the side.
So yeah, we could build a big dick cannon to fire it.
Well, I think that's the best idea so
The
far.
thing is, though,
Try and-
like, how would you deliver? What would the payload be? So the payload would be the money.
This is not terminology I
would
want to
be-
hear in this sentence.
So what would it be in a shell? In
be in some kind of
canister?
white, creamy-looking shell.
with a little wiggly tail on the end.
Yeah,
Well, you'd need that for balance.
for stabilizing in the
Do
air.
you
Yeah.
remember when we were around Steve's? that
Where's this
night?
going?
Do you remember when we were around Steve's that night and we were watching the horror channel and it had like a spoofy horror anthology
Yes.
and it was Attack of the Giant Sperm and basically it was like Godzilla sperm attacking like New York.
Yeah, that
That was
weird.
a weird
That sounds great.
show. That was a weird show.
yeah.
We were very, very drunk and I believe maybe even a little bit high. But
Somewhere in between those two things.
somewhere in between those two. How would I solve it? See, if the guy's so rich, right? If I'm that rich and I need money, I would just charter like a helicopter to come over. You know,
How far is it from Germany to Mallorca?
can't be more than
Do you want me
like
to look it up? So it's going to help the
You-
solution.
yeah,
you
I
look
think
it up.
we maybe should need to know the sort of
What
distance.
kind of distance we're talking about? If it's
Normal
cannon
flight,
distance.
I believe, is 1.5 hours
Oh, that's not far then, is it?
Yeah, I think maybe.
from Germany to.
Germany.
So it's got to be over.
Well, Germany's
like
a big
few
place,
hundred
Ross.
miles.
So,
Yeah.
where's your nearest airport?
Frankfurt-Hahn oder Luxembourg.
Yeah, type in Luxembourg. Luxembourg. might
Luxembourg
be-
rather than Germany.
Yeah.
This is saying 1.6 kilometers. Well, sorry, 1,600 kilometers.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
so the cannon might not get there.
Cannon might be a bad idea.
Well, what if I know he's forgotten his Visa card, but what if instead of sending him the money, you send him the card? Homing pigeon.
Homing pigeon. Pigeon?
How can it home? It's going away from home.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Oh.
point.
Well, from Luxembourg, it's 1.3 thousand kilometers.
So it's bigger than cannon distance.
It's much
A little
bigger than
bit,
cannon
yeah.
distance.
Rocket distance, rather.
Yeah.
Rocket.
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 How does that land though? Because we're
It
not
explodes.
talking, not
Yeah,
talking
he doesn't
SpaceX
care.
now.
He has money.
So going to take the money with it, won't it?
Maybe, like the Apollo missions, as
Yeah.
they took off, they would like break off into smaller and smaller pieces. Maybe it just breaks off and eventually just this little wad of cash with elastic band just goes into your hand.
But he just holds his hand out.
Yeah. And this wad of cash just goes. He sees it coming in. It breaks. The last piece breaks off. And he looks like the fucking Don.
And
he
then
does
as
it.
he's doing that, he just goes, and his sunglasses go.
And all the bitches' bras just fling off.
as the other part of the rocket
Kills everyone else.
careers into mainland Mallorca,
Yeah.
killing
and the
thousands.
Dave Bow Bow song comes on. Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Dave Bow Bow.
There's going to be a lot of death with the rocket.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of collateral damage.
There's a lot of debris, isn't there?
Yeah.
And you're flying over a lot of mainland as well to get to Mallorca. I don't know if you
That's
saw
true.
It. It is directly below Germany. It's there. So it's, there's not a lot of sea.
Well, actually, to be fair, that looks like it might take out some French.
And that's never a bad thing for an Englishman.
So let's get our thinking caps on.
Let's. So I was thinking, I know Germany is a relatively landlocked country, isn't it? No coast.
Do you have any
Is there a
coast?
bit of coast?
Only in the north.
Only in the north.
Ah. See, I was going to say a message in a bottle.
yeah, end up in Norway.
Probably.
It's got a long way to go around.
Yeah, it's got to go. Yep. No, that's a long way
From
around.
Gibraltar and all the way up.
You can't trust them Gibraltars. Bottle of money going past.
We just lost a member of our core audience.
Yeah.
We just lost a
I'm just
member.
giving him.
We've
Whenever I
lost a
get
guy
a
who
chance,
comes-
whenever I get a chance, I'll give him a dig for that number plate thing.
What was the number plate thing?
He said I just got cardboard boxes and drew number plates on them.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Our friend Stuart's from.
And even he would say if a bottle of money floated past, he'd grab it. So
No, well, he would say
Yeah,
that.
Stuart definitely would. Interesting.
the good thing is it's mostly land, so we can have land-based solutions rather
Like
than
a
just
like a
air.
squirrel.
Like a squirrel or a dog or
Money squirrel.
Money squirrel.
Oh my
Perhaps
god!
a new business idea.
It'd be easier than stuffing it in a
Hand
puppet.
We could.
Obviously, he needs it quite urgently as well, so I guess it's got to be fairly fast.
It's got to be fast.
That's the thing. I wonder how long it would take to drive.
16 hours, I think it said.
16 hours. I'd be there back the next day. You could like set up an entire sort of agency of guys that literally just like a bit like the Transporter films, Jason Statham style.
There are couriers that just send money.
Yeah, just like a
And
courier guy.
motorbikes, they've got those little block boxes on the back.
I thought you meant like kind of like Hands Across America, where everyone comes out of their house and passes the money to the next person all the way down.
I like that idea.
Everyone takes 20 on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you put in extra.
Yeah. Pay it forward.
But Mallorca is an island.
It has
So
got to go across
how
the sea
to
at
pass?
some point. There's
But they just
people
walk across the
treading
water.
They're treading water.
Bunch of boats. Bunch of boats.
Yeah, you would list Jesus.
This Jesus, yeah, for the walk across the sea.
Do you remember in
Slowest
Teenage
part.
Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Go on.
the Terradrome
Yeah.
was like dug through the ground?
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, of course. That
Just get call up Krang. Just be like, "Hey Krang," and he'd be like, "Diamond Shooks," and then you go, "Here's 250 grand. Take it to what do we
Mallorca.
count? Franz Klaus Muller.
Müller.
Franz Klaus Muller on Mallorca. He'd be like, "Shredder," and then Shredder would get in with the money, and they'd just pilot the Terradrome through the sea.
But it won't work.
Why?
The turtles will stop him.
I forgot about the turtles.
Those pesky
True.
turtles.
We'd have to assassinate Shredder or something to do it. That guy's pretty.
Well, then, if you
Pretty hot
want
martial
you want a
artist.
digging underground, subterranean machine, then go to the Thunderbirds because they had one in Thunderbird.
Did you guys have
Two.
Thunderbirds when you were kids? Puppet show.
They're all puppets.
It was quite English.
FAB.
No.
FAB, Virgil.
We knew Thundercats. But
Oh yeah, that's
We
very
know
different.
Thundercats, but it's
Well, we could have
totally different.
Lino run it there, or Chitara or something.
Yeah, but the Thunderbirds had this flying green thing and these little pods. It would collect. Each one had something different in it, and one of them was like a subterranean little mole type thing.
Bigger thing, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're doing that, you might as well just Thunderbird 2 it all the way over.
Yeah.
True. Thunderbird 2 was a rocket that could land vertically.
That was the green one.
No. Thunderbird 2 was the green, like, aircraft carrier one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
Thunderbird 1 was the one that could land vertically, or
Which one was Thunderbird 3? The submarine.
no, Thunderbird 3 was the red one.
Red one.
The red
yeah.
one that went up to the docking in the space station
That was
with
Thunderbird,
Thunderbird 5. And Thunderbird 4 was the little submarine that was inside Thunderbird 2.
Yeah.
I had them all as children.
Yeah. So did I. Did you have the little green one where you press the thing
dropped out.
and it dropped
Did you have
out?
Tracy
little
Island?
legs.
Their base was called Tracy Island because
Yes,
they were
I had
a
the
family called the
Did you?
Tracys.
I had the Micro Machines version. I had the actual big version, and I had the Blue Peter version I made myself.
Fucking rich kid.
Yeah.
All the toilet rolls I could have. No, I wasn't a rich kid, not at all.
I bet you were that kid that got the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier
Nope.
in the 80s.
No,
You
I
ever see
I
that
wasn't into
toy?
G.I. Joe though.
It's like 6 foot long
Whoa.
aircraft carrier. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for G.I. Joe.
I think I remember my cousins having it, but
Yeah,
I never had that.
that was
no.
fucking insane. I got the 80.
It was just a big old fucking chunk of plastic, though,
Is
wasn't
your
it?
father Klaus Franz Müller?
You got it wrong, Franz Klaus Müller, man.
I wish. All I wanted was a quad bike.
Franz Klaus Müller? Franz Klaus Müller.
Franz
Yeah.
Klaus Müller, yeah. Mixed it up.
Klaus Franz. Maybe that's his brother. Yeah. Klaus Franz.
Twin brother.
Identical twins. Maybe get his identical twin to go into a bank in Germany, get the money, fly over, using his ID and everything like that. Go pick up the Visa card from his PA. Go in. They'd be like, "Oh yes, Franz Klaus Müller," and he's like, "Ah, secretly I am Klaus Franz Müller." This is that.
Can I ask about that? Tell me whether I can ask this question. But in the solution that they finally did they send the cash? Did they send the card?
Sorry again.
In the actual solution that they finally did they send the cash? Or did they send the card?
The cash, as far as I remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Cash.
wow.
Got the cash.
So it's not something small. It's something of girth.
Ooh.
But you have to keep in mind, what are the biggest notes? What are the biggest notes you have in pounds? It's 20?
50.
50. Back in the days of D-Mark, or it was 1,000 pounds. Marks.
And it would also be in the wrong currency.
To
Because
be honest,
New York
I really
would have a
don't
different
know whether
currency
it's
to Germany back
euros
then.
or-
Oh yeah, they'd have to send
Pre-euro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
they'd have
if
to
it
send
was
him-
euros, in euros it's 500 euros is the biggest note. So
Yeah.
it isn't
That we don't know. We don't know whether it was euros, and then would have been much more difficult because then you would have, to change it in from
Change it, yeah.
from German Deutsche Mark into what is it in Spain? Pesetas.
Potatoes.
It was
Potatoes,
potatoes,
yeah.
Potatoes.
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 Potatoes. Potatoes. Bit of Cockney rhyming slam there for you.
Are we allowed to guess as well?
Yeah, God,
course
yeah,
you are, yeah.
You can go for it.
No,
yeah.
it isn't a solution, but it would be nice to do it like the Batman Bruce Wayne style. In the I think it's Dark Knight Rises, where he buys the whole hotel when the two girls are swimming in the pool, in the fountain, and he says, "I make some new rules to the pool," and buys the whole hotel. That would have been a nice solution too. Just to buy a nightclub, then he can party out there.
Yeah.
He could just buy.
Yeah, but
See,
with
that was an
cash.
angle I never even thought of, because you could sort out all the transfers over the phone.
Yeah, his personal assistant
actually, yeah.
can
Yeah,
say
that
via
could-
phone, "I'll buy this
Yep.
nightclub,"
And then all the booze is free because he owns it.
Yeah.
This is the best
And
solution.
these,
And
yeah.
he wouldn't be able, and he wouldn't have to like buy birds either, because he'd be like, "Oh, free drinks all night."
And
So
also,
he'd get the birds as well.
it'd be an investment as well, because initially he would have to stay at his own hotel,
Yeah.
but then once he starts making money from other people staying at the hotel, he's got money then.
Oh, mate.
Ah, it's the perfect solution.
It's so efficient.
God damn, I can't think of anything better than that.
This is what I'm going to do next time I'm run out of money on holiday.
He's going to buy a hotel.
Buy the hotel and stay.
buy the-
Buy
whole damn
the
hotel?
cheapest hotel.
Just a hut on a beach that you made yourself. Stay in Dan's hotel, £10 a night.
Call it solved, mate.
I think it's solved.
I think this is the best solution. If this
German efficiency.
if this isn't the actual solution, I'm going to be amazed.
No, you were very close to the actual
No,
solution.
no, there was the actual
Canon.
solution was there. I think, Dom, you had the actual solution. Well, it was an obvious solution.
The courier.
Yeah, basically. No, he said to his PA, get this amount of money. I don't know, let's say 50,000 or however, and he flew over in a helicopter. He had him fly over with a helicopter.
With the PA.
Yeah, the PA, and the PA stayed with him then and partied with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I should
This
think
guy
she should.
sounds like a fucking don, man.
Yeah.
Fucking boss.
What a hero. And just think, he could have just bought a hotel. And he'd still be making profit off of it.
I like to imagine when the PA turned up, this rope ladder came down and he just sort of slid down with fireworks in the background.
With a suitcase.
And like a really cool, like, meow, doo, 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 and he just comes down.
As far as I know, that is exactly how it happens.
there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a lot of money. Like, if you had
That's
that amount of
gangster.
money though, if you had that amount of money,
If I had that sort of fuck you money, I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
I would be doing the similar thing.
wouldn't you?
Awesome. Because then you'd impress everybody around you as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's just my PA bringing me some money.
I mean, you guys are still talking about it.
Yeah.
17 years on
Yeah.
in another country.
Yeah.
Now
Is he a personal friend of yours, this guy?
Unfortunately not.
Because I want to come out and meet him and start partying with him.
But he might be listening to your podcast, and through this, he might just say, "Well, those two guys,
Yeah.
meet them."
Yeah.
Maybe he'll buy our podcast.
it's yours.
For the grand total of €200. Excellent.
Now is the weirdest part of the podcast.
We have to name the podcast.
To name it.
Give it a title.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll get a title based on something that happened in
okay.
the podcast.
Was it Fire the Cock Cannon?
No, it was something about the cock cannon.
What's the name of other podcast?
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
So we can
Go on,
we
Dan.
get a picture.
List off some of the
I'll list off some of the early, some of our titles.
Burt Buttstrom, Butt Butler.
I've explained. That was how I got them interested in the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Because they asked what was the weirdest one we've ever done, and I said Burt Buttstrom.
Hand feet.
Hand feet.
Hand feet. That was
An old timey cat phone with taser claws that moves.
Buffet the Vampire Slayer. If you like it, then you should put a lid on it. That's not the best one. The GM Pork Cast.
Porkcast.
Pork Cast. Yeah.
What about Crowdcast?
Crowdcast. Bram's Grand Slam was when Lauren was on. We also had an episode called Auntie Bram's Nutritional Pussy Paste.
what was some of the earlier ones were intercontinental sandwich solutions.
About?
Sandwiches.
It's about sandwiches across continents. Like Hands Across America, but with sandwiches.
We like Hands Across America.
I was thinking about making a pun on 40 Towers, but I couldn't do that.
No,
Because we've dropped a quote and we're talking about hotels.
that's true. Don't mention the war. You guys are familiar with Faulty Towers? Old English sitcom, very famous episode. John Cleese from Monty Python.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was in it. He owned a hotel
In
And,
Torquay.
in Torquay, which is in Devon, West Country. And he has some Germans coming to stay, and it was
He just had
made
a
in
head injury, didn't he?
about the 60s, the 70s. And he starts getting really nervous about mentioning the war. And he
Okay.
goes, "Don't mention the war!" And then he mentions the war, and he just like flips out and has a bit of a nervous
He
breakdown.
had a head injury, hadn't he? I'm sure he's got a
He
bandage
hit his
around
head
his head.
that day, yeah,
Yeah.
and then he started doing like frog marching around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different time.
Yeah.
Don't mention the war. I just want to call it "Don't Mention the War."
Yeah, we could call it that.
I
if
think
you
that's
want.
quite a good title.
Yeah.
Fine.
Don't mention the war.
Someone else quoted something on on Instagram earlier about 40 Towers, and it made me want to get the box set out and watch it again.
It's on Netflix, mate.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Somebody said, did the quote is like, what did you expect to see out the window of a Torquay hotel? Sydney Opera House, perhaps? So it's like grand views of something else. I was like, yes, I need to watch that again.
It's quite funny. Yeah.
It's very
Don't
old.
mention the war.
Very old now.
Ja, nicht den Krieg erwähnen.
Yeah. What was it again? Sorry.
Nicht den Krieg erwähnen.
Also
Nicht
den Krieg erwähnen.
der Krieg erwähnen.
Ja.
Close.
Sehr gut.
Sehr gut. Ja.
Right then. I'll do the sign off, shall I?
Do it.
So the title is Don't Mention the War. So,
I can't believe we've called it that. When we finally say to Lauren, we had the guys over and listened to the podcast this
she
week.
was
She
mentioning
sees
it the
it.
entire time I was there.
Okay.
She was talking about everything while I was there.
That's Lauren.
That's Lauren. That's why she's so popular on the
yeah,
podcast.
she just comes in and she's like, yeah, Sieg fucking Heil. Okay, good.
Fucking hell.
Shouldn't have said that, probably. Yeah, I don't know.
So, if you want to get in contact with us, you can find us at stickitpod.com. That's stickitpod.com. That has all the links to everywhere you can listen to us, iTunes, Stitcher, even on YouTube now. all our social media as well: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Bebo, MySpace. And if you want to email us with your problems, email us at flingit@stickitpod.com. Remember to send us all your problems, corrections, solutions that you thought should have been done. Try and attach audio and video, because that's lots of fun. For this week, I've been Dom.
I have been Dan.
I've been Ross.
And we are the Germans, Martin.
And Yannick,
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you
thank
very
you
much.
Really
for
appreciated it.
having us. Yeah.
Thank you für die Invitation.
Dankeschön.
Vielen Dank. Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal.
Ja. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.